Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Earthspark Deluxe Shockwave. We're going to see him there in front of the box. You can go ahead and put him off to the side because we're going to look at this box real quick. Yep, because it's very much blue, and you can see very much there's a disparity in the art style here on the box versus the figure, because the figure is essentially just a repainted Cyberverse figure. That's annoying. Of course, you can see Build-A-Figure and Transformers and the Decepticon symbol up here, and 6+, and plastic free, and a Shockwave, and on the side here you have, of course, the wraparound with some of the main characters of the show, which I finally started watching a bit. You got up here, you got some of the characters again. You have Dr. Mandroid, Dr. Meridian, whatever you want to call him. Yep. Here on the bottom you have some copyrights and what's included and all that stuff, and on the back, of course, you have the product shots and the rest of the wave and who includes what for the Build-A-Figure, and the copyrights and Transformers. And we're getting close to the end here. And the good news is Shockwave here is, if you are upset over him being Cyberverse, you already pretty much have this figure. The thing is, his part is optional. It's an extra arm, so you don't need it. So you can skip him if you want to still get the Build-A-Figure. Hooray! Also comes with instructions, which are very simple because it's a Cyberverse Shockwave. So not really a whole lot there. So Cyberverse Deluxe Shockwave anyway, So, Shockwave. He is Shockwave. He is very purple with some bits of gray and yellow here. You can see, zooming in. There you can see. He's got his, of course, good old mono eye. He's got a nice bit of yellow here with some honeycombing in there, and it's the Decepticon symbol. Got a bit of silver here. You got a lot of purple and gray, some black lines, and some, or not black, but very dark gray. You got some silver on the legs as well. Some gray down here. He's got his backpack, which is gray. There for. Yep, it's on. Little antenna as well. Yeah, he actually looks pretty good. I can't remember the exact shade of purple. I believe it's a different shade of purple than the Cyberverse version. But they don't really make any real molding changes. It's pretty much the same figure, which means it's completely inaccurate to the show, from my understanding. At least I'm sure Shockwave has shown up in the show yet, because I only started watching it. I've only gone a few episodes in, so but there's a couple things, of course. One of the things, accessory wise, he comes, again, this an alternate left arm for Mandroid, more robotic instead of human. No real posability except in the shoulder, which again, I'm noticing this figure is going to become a little disappointing articulation wise. He also comes with, his usual gun with even the hose. It's a kind of a translucent rubbery plastic. You can see kind of through it a bit. And to plug this in, what you do is you got to take the backpack here, you open this up, and right here, there's a little notch right here, right there on the thing with a little peg in there as well. And there's this thing has a thing in there for the peg, and you let's see, there it is. Slot that in right there like that, and then you close that up, and then that's attached. And you can bring this in, and of course there's a peg right here which will go into his hand. And it integrates nice and cleanly, and now he's got his gun hand, and also it's blast effect compatible. You can see that, and there's also a port right there if you want. So it's one thing, and of course he comes with a rifle, which has a nice bit of purple, kind of lightish purplish pinkish detailing on there. But nice looking rifle. You can peg it there. You can have him, holding it if you want. Again, I guess you can peg it there if you want. If you want to store it away, you can peg it back here like that. Couple options. So there you go on that front. Articulation, though, his head, I believe, is on I think it's a swivel. Because it doesn't go up and down, so I'm pretty sure it's just a swivel. His antenna can go forward and back a little bit, but I guess express emotion. Shoulders are on ball joints. You got full 360, although this one can be a little limited. If you have the gun plugged in, it can be a little limited, but it'll still mostly work. Outward, you have full outward there. You have a bicep swivel on both arms. Again, limitations if you use the gun arm. Elbows about 90 degrees. The hands are actually ball jointed. You can see, actually not the swivel, right? Swivel right here, and there's another swivel there, so you can get a bit of articulation going on there, although this thing can get in the way. And there's no real way to get out of the way without making it look ugly, because you can have that, but it looks terrible. So there you go. There's that. He does have a waist swivel, pretty much unhindered. These hip skirt things can get out of the way pretty easily. Hips, speaking of, can go forward that far. You have back that far. Outward, you have that far, and so more than the full splits. Pretty much seems to be only limited by the skirt there. You have a knee swivel. Knees also go more than 90 degrees, you can see that. And here at the feet, you have forward and back a little bit, and a bit of side to side as well. So decent amount of articulation, which is nice. Yeah, just a decent amount of articulation. And not a bad looking Shockwave here. It does look pretty good, I'll say, even if he is a repaint and kind of like, yeah, I guess. But comparisons, here he is with the previously 3 released Earthspark Deluxes, Twitch, Megatron, and Bumblebee. Just gonna put them all in the line here. Yep, you can see, again, scale's kind of out the window because they're all got to be the same size because we know Bumblebee's not supposed to be this, but yeah. I don't know how big Shockwave's supposed to be in the show, but I don't think he's supposed to be taller than Megatron, but you never know. I don't know. Again, I haven't gotten that far in the show yet, so there you go. Yeah, just really run home or drill home how much of a Cyberverse thing. This isn't the Deluxe class, but it's the Warrior class, but still, same design, so you can get an idea that, yeah, it's... Yeah, the two of them, yeah, you can clearly see, like, yeah, despite the fact it's a different mold, it's the same basic design overall, so, yep, they did that. Yep, that's Shockwave. Now comes the disappointment. Transformation. First things first is you want to get the gun hand out. You don't have to remove it. They tell you to remove it. You don't have to. You can just kind of leave it dangling off to the side because it's going to replug in the same place anyway. Okay, go ahead and lift the forearm panels up, rotate the fists in, bring the gray bits out, and then close that up, and then close the gray bit like that. It becomes the foot, and you go ahead and rotate that around at the bicep. Same thing on this side. Open that up, rotate the fist in, bring this bit out, close this up, and bring that up to fit, match there, and then rotate that around the bicep. Right here, you want to go ahead and take the antenna and move those back like that. It'll click into place like so. At the arms here, you want to go ahead and rotate those forward, and then bring that down, rotate forward, bring down, and kind of angle them out like that. At the shoulders, take this piece and untab that and bring that back like that. You can make sure the head is also sitting straight. Make sure to take these pieces and bring these forward like so, like that. They come down like that. Then take the chest piece and right here, it's undo that. And on mine, it always clips into the head a bit, unfortunately. You have to kind of, yeah, it's supposed to kind of slide out a bit. It's kind of weird. It's supposed to slide out a bit, so it doesn't do that, but it doesn't work always on mine. Yeah, so we can clear the head and then bring it up and then push it in like that. Hold in place. That's the top half done. Down here at the waist, you rotate that 180. And then you just take the legs here and bring them down like that. Yeah, bend them like that so they look like this. Make sure this is sitting down, and then go ahead and take this. And this right here, the peg will go into this port right there. It's supposed to. Like so. Like that. And then you can take this, and this will peg in right here, like that. And there you go. That's Shockwave's alt mode. Yay. And yep, it's the same weird crab tank thing from Cyberverse, and it's kind of, even deluxe version is just as disappointing as that Warrior class I'd reviewed so long ago. Again, it's, yeah, you can see it just looks like a robot kind of crawling weird, and yeah, it's, the gun doesn't like to sit properly because the pressure from the hose thing, it's not great. You can, I guess, possibly unclip it, but that's just, then you have the hose dangling. I've tried a couple methods, like including wrapping it underneath the leg and up and around. That kind of works a bit better, but still it's kind of weird looking. Regardless, the gun doesn't like to sit straight. The gun here on the side looks a little off. It's just kind of, it's not particularly great. Yeah, so, I mean, you still got the articulation, you know, ball joints at the hips or at the shoulders here. And these are still swivels and bends, and you can bend this forward a bit. And these are still swiveled, and these are still on joint, you know, those joints, and these can still move and everything. So you can still get some posability out of this, but still, it's just, it's a walking crab tank thing, which just winds up being a bit disappointing looking in general. Just, You know, it's just there's on top of the transformation's not even particularly interesting. You get to that point of like, oh, is this done? Yep, you're done. Oh, fun. It's done. Like the feet don't even transform. The Cyberverse Warrior class had transforming feet. This one doesn't even have that. So I don't know. It's just disappointment. I guess comparisons though. Again, the previous Deluxes, Megatron, Twitch, and Bumblebee. Again, you can see alt mode scale is completely all over the place. I don't even know how big this both things is supposed to be, but there you go. This is a scale of something of some sort, maybe. I don't know. And yeah, here he is with the Cyberverse Warrior class. But yeah, it's really not much better. In fact, I would argue in some ways this might be a bit worse, but yeah. Okay, this one can at least do this. Woo! So yeah, I don't know. There you go. So yeah, the Earthspark Deluxe Shockwave. He's kind of, the robot mode looks great. It's not accurate to the show in any way. You can see it from the box, but it's still a good looking Shockwave in robot mode. The transformation is very simplistic and dull, and the alt node's just not worth getting there. So it's kind of So it's one of those, yeah, unless you just want to fill up a whole, where like you have a big old Shockwave shelf and you want another one for there, yeah, it's an easily skippable figure. Because, well, good-looking, posable robot, good-looking, very posable robot, very basic transformation, and very disappointing alt mode. And again, he is just a straight repaint from Cyberverse, and that's kind of like, why? The good news is, if you're trying to do the Build-A-Figure thing, you can completely skip him, unless you really want that yellow or yellowish gold robot arm here. You can completely skip him. You can still have a complete figure without him, so that's good. So, yay. So yeah, my recommendation, just avoid it. It's, yeah, $20, sure, but unless you just are a really big Shockwave super fan. Otherwise, yeah, just avoid him. It's not worth buying unless he goes way cheap and you just really want that Build-A-Figure complete, I guess. So, yeah, just skip it. So that's it for this one. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitter at NemesisPrime1. Check out my co-host, co-host.org/Nemesis-Prime. Check out my Coffee and my Patreon. And I shall see you next time with another video review.